So it's puzzle time, and this is called the Grecian Trick Lock. And what's interesting about this little puzzle, this is I think a medium difficulty, like a 3 out of 5. I did solve it, but I'm going to go through how I did it here. You have this pin. Of course, the lock is locked. You have this pin, and then as you can see there, there's like an opening, right? Where you possibly put that key in right there. But the key doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't turn. And then you have those little notches up there, right? But let me tell you a little bit. This is based, again, it's called the Grecian Trick Lock, and it's based on a real lock that existed a long time ago. Because I suppose, people had figured out, how to pick locks or something back then or get through some locks. So they created this lock to make it, sneaky and more difficult for people to break into the lock. So apparently this is based on a real, uh, you know, lock that existed a long time ago. So that to me was a clue, right? Because if it was a padlock that existed potentially, then it has to be a practical solution, right? Like putting the key in. If this was a normal lock, you'd put the key in, turn the key, open it, and get into your box or to get in through the door. So it to me it had to be something practical. It couldn't be like like a 5-step thing because that's not practical for a real lock. So I looked at that notch, these notches up here, and I thought, okay, maybe the notch on this key, and I maybe put it here, right? And I try to do. It's hard to do it looking at the camera, but basically I try to get in here and try to pry it open this way using those little notches. You know, I thought this might fit there, but it doesn't. And I really observed this hole because you can't see anything on the other side of it, and clearly, as you can see there, both sides of that keyhole are closed. So that's why when you put this key in, with this way, it doesn't turn because there's no way it's going to turn because as you can see there's right the hole. It's like a metal tube. So you're basically sticking this key into a tube, so it doesn't do anything. Of course, I tried to jam it up and down a little bit and try to catch something. Maybe there's something in there I needed to catch. But again, what kept going to my mind was that this had to be a practical lock, right? So I figured, okay, maybe something like this. You put this in here like this, and because of those notches, you know, I can't do it now because I'm looking through the camera, but you get the idea, right? You kind of jam it in here and then try to turn it that way. They try to open it, and oh, by the way, if you're interested in this, like I said, it's called the Grecian Trick Lock, and this particular one's from Project Genius. But I looked at everything here, and it's a very, very simple. Obviously, something is caught in there. It's a very simple lock. It has this, goes up and down, right? And it has that, as you can see, it has that key hole there, but it's a tube. So the key doesn't go anywhere. So I thought, okay, maybe the key maybe the key has a different use. And like I said earlier, I tried to, you see how I move that up and down? Maybe that, I try to see if maybe if I moved it up or moved it down, it would open. All right, so spoiler alert, because I'm going to solve it now. So if you want to get this lock, I really think it's a cool padlock puzzle. So if you don't want to know the secret to this, go buy one and do it, because I really liked it. I'd liked discovering the secret to this. So spoiler alert. All right, you can stop watching the video now if you don't want to know the secret to this. All right, so essentially what happened was I realized this key is a complete red herring. I mean, it's useless. The key doesn't do anything. It's a red herring. So I can imagine, back in the day, somebody carrying this key and saying, "Oh, this is the key to my house, or the key to the box, to the secret box," and then everybody thinks that this is the key to open this lock. And even if they were to steal the key, they wouldn't be able to do, anything with it, because the key is a complete red herring. Doesn't do anything. So what happened was I started observing this keyhole and this tube, and I realized that these dots, that maybe it was the locking mechanism was in here on this side. And just by feeling it, right? Just by feeling it, and also these grooves, I thought, So you see the hole there? Once you move the hole to the side, you can lift this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So you can close it up. You can close it up and move this around. Now it's locked again. So it is very practical. But again, if you see the hole there, you just got to put the opening of that hole like facing me this way, and then you can lift it up. And now it unlocks. It's a very practical, lock, I thought that was very cool. Now you close it, and then you just move this around, and that's it, And then you get this red herring key. It's a very, very neat little puzzle. Again, the Grecian Trick Lock. This is the Project Genius. You can find copies of this on Amazon, but I don't know the quality of those. I mean, the mechanics, the construction of it seems to be very, very simple. Again, if I put that, see that keyhole? If I put it here facing me, I can just lift that up. I mean, I just thought this was just a very cool puzzle. Looks cool. Padlock puzzle, Grecian Trick Lock, Project Genius. There you have it.